Picture massive steel plants roaring to life. You know the image, sparks flying, machinery humming. It looks like the ultimate picture of booming success, right? Well, behind closed doors, India's steel industry is actually facing a pretty severe crisis. And surprisingly, the biggest problem keeping executives awake at night isn't production costs, it's revenue. Welcome to today's Explainer, where we're going to decode exactly why this massive industry is struggling, and how a few core economic concepts completely unlock the mystery.
Okay, let's dive into this. Imagine you're managing one of these massive factories. The machines are running flawlessly, workers are clocking in, and you're producing thousands of tons of steel every single day. But the financial charts that track the money actually coming in, they're pointing straight down. So what happens when a company keeps producing at absolute full speed, but its revenue starts falling? It's a terrifying scenario for any business manager, and it's the exact puzzle we are going to solve today.
You see, across global industries, survival isn't just about slashing costs anymore, it's entirely about generating revenue. And right now, the steel industry is fighting a multi-front war. We're talking falling market prices, really weak demand, and fierce global competition. Add in economic uncertainty and massively delayed cargo ships disrupting the supply chain, and you've got a perfect storm. These aren't just buzzwords, they are the real-world market forces pressuring companies every single day.
Now, here's where things get absolutely fascinating. Believe it or not, this massive, multi-billion-dollar boardroom crisis is actually perfectly explained by a standard textbook chapter. If you're a CBSE Class 11 student, or maybe you're prepping for a competitive exam, you've definitely seen this exact title, Microeconomics, Revenue. The exact concepts you study for your exams are the very same ones dictating whether these global industries survive or fail. Let's look at how the theory perfectly matches the reality.
So the crucial point is that at its core, revenue is surprisingly simple. It's literally just the price of the product multiplied by the quantity sold. That's it. Note that it's not profit. It's just the total money brought in before any expenses are paid. Master this simple equation, and you hold the foundational key to understanding all business growth.
Let's put some real numbers to this to make it concrete. Say a steel company sells their product at 50,000 rupees per ton, and they move 10,000 tons in a single month. We just apply our formula. Multiplying that price by the quantity gives us a total revenue of 50 crore rupees. When you lay it out like this, economics isn't just dry theory anymore. It's the exact math determining if a factory survives the month.
Let's move to and see how this builds, because there are three main types of revenue you'll absolutely need to know for your exams. First, total revenue, or TR, is the whole shebang, the total receipts from all units sold. Then you have average revenue, or AR, which is simply the revenue earned per unit. And finally, marginal revenue, MR, which is that little extra bump in revenue you get from selling just one additional unit. The interaction between these three dictates exactly how businesses scale their production lines.
But what happens when that 50 crore rupees starts shrinking? Connecting our textbook theory back to the steel industry's exact struggles, we can spot several major culprits. A global economic slowdown can absolutely crush market demand. I mean, if construction projects stop, no one is buying steel, which means the quantity sold drops. On top of that, fierce competition or shifting government policies might force a company to slash its price just to stay relevant in the market. And as we know from our formula, if either price or quantity drops, the revenue plummets.
In this falling revenue, it triggers a severe domino effect. Without money coming in, profits dry up almost instantly. That delays expansion, meaning the company can't afford to build that new factory or invest in newer, better tech. Once the money stops flowing, workers face very real job concerns and layoffs, which ultimately strips the company of its global competitiveness. It's a devastating chain reaction that starts in the boardroom but hits everyday lives.
And this brilliantly illustrates how companies fight back, because they aren't just helpless victims in this. To recover and actually grow their revenue, managers implement highly strategic solutions. They might improve product quality so they can justify charging a higher price, or they might enter brand new international markets to pump up the quantity sold. They'll aggressively reduce wastage, strengthen those fragile supply chains, and focus heavily on value addition, basically making their specific steel a real game changer that buyers literally cannot do without.
If you're an exam aspirant, this real-world story is basically your ultimate cheat sheet. Here are your highly tested CBSE keywords: revenue, total revenue, average revenue, marginal revenue, demand, price, and quantity sold. By understanding the steel industry's real-world struggle, you aren't just memorizing definitions anymore. You're mastering how they actually operate.
So when you're writing your exam answers, you can confidently explain the why and the how behind all this vocabulary. Because ultimately, economics is not just about memorizing numbers or plugging formulas into a calculator. It is the fundamental why behind business growth. It explains why certain industries struggle while others completely thrive, and how real-world decisions shape the very economy we live in. Grasping these concepts doesn't just help you ace a test, it gives you the blueprint to decode the modern world around you.
To truly master economics and ensure you're exam ready, you've got to study with real-world examples. Head over to econmaster.in to dive deeper and subscribe for more. I'll leave you with this final thought. The next time you drive past a massive, roaring factory, ask yourself, are they just struggling with their costs, or are they quietly losing the battle for revenue? Stay curious, keep learning, and we'll catch you in the next explainer.